Thank you for joining us for CNTV. I'm Brad Clonch.
And I'm Quin Tran.
Visit the Chickasaw Cultural Center and you'll see the work of Chickasaw artists on display.
Meet Brian Landreth at Chickasaw, who has bright and bold pieces of art featured in a special gallery exhibit this month.
The Cultural Center, for me as a Chickasaw, it has so much meaning because it covers history and it's an active learning museum too as well. So it's lovely to be in a gallery where people can come and see it and have a tie to the Chickasaw Nation, which is my tie. My family is from the area. My father's family is from the area. And so it's almost like a full circle to come back there and then show there as well.
Your work is fun, it's whimsical, and other pieces are reflective. You really show a wide array of dimension in your work and medium and the use of medium, different medium.
When I'm wanting to do something very sharp and detailed, because I have a graphic history, and pen and ink is very unforgiving, so you have to get it right the first time or be very creative when you fix it. And it's also meditative in a way. In my pieces, I work with a lot of repetition and design to create flow and things like that. When you work with pastels or watercolors, it's softer and you can be a little more dreamlike. And with acrylic, which is my primary painting technique, I love it for the brightness of the color. And I love to be able to show, those themes as very grabbing visually and to reach out to the viewer to let them see it. And hopefully they'll, get involved in the piece and study it.
How did you get started in art? Who or what inspired you?
I was just always the kid in the back room drawing. That's really, and I wasn't a great athlete. I would go out and play with my friends, but I would always have these ideas, and I loved show and tell day when I would make a piece of artwork and share it with my friends and my classmates. And from there, I just decided that I wanted to keep an artwork and just keep drawing because it's where I was happiest.
You went on to study art at the University of Central Oklahoma, have a background in graphic arts, illustration, cartooning, and then now fine art.
Yes.
You've also taught.
I have. I had worked in graphic design for about 20 years, and I needed a new challenge. And I really like human connection, working with people and being around people. And so I started working on teaching to share what I knew with people who were trying to learn. And that had a meaningful experience for me. So I just kept teaching and was lucky enough to be with Murray State College for 5 years. I created their graphic arts program and had the joy of building my own program from scratch up. When you see their lights flip on and they get it and then begin to work forward to whatever they're going to do, that's that emotional reward you get from teaching.
What do you want people to get from seeing a Brian Landreth creation?
If it's whimsical, I want them to smile at it. If it's meaningful, some of the pieces in this show are personal experience pieces for me. And I'm trying to convey that emotion, the meaning of the moment of that piece. And I think that in my statements, it's more like, here's my concept, here's my idea. And then I wrap it into things like flow and color and deliver it in that message. And hopefully they take that in. It's my way of talking, actually, in a lot of ways. Art is my way of speaking, better than words in a lot of ways.
Visit the Chickasaw Cultural Center often throughout the year for new exhibitions and events.
Explore ChickasawCulturalCenter.com for the latest calendar of events and activities. Work is underway to build a new facility for the Chickasaw Youth Club in Ardmore, Oklahoma. A groundbreaking ceremony was held for the more than 14,000 square foot structure that features classrooms, kitchen, and large dining space. There will also be a half basketball court and a 21,000 square foot playground area. Governor Bill Anatubby says the Chickasaw Youth Club is an investment in young people.
They'll be the next group of leaders to carry on our mission and enhance the overall quality of life for the Chickasaw people. We hope every person, every child who enters this building will learn valuable lessons and create meaningful connections with their Chickasaw culture and community.
The Chickasaw Youth Clubs offer after-school and summer learning programs for children. The tribe has other youth clubs located in Sulphur and Tishomingo.
As parents, we all want to make sure our children are eating healthy and nutritious meals.
In this episode, we ask, how do we get our kids to eat more fruits and veggies?
When it comes to getting kiddos to eat more fruits, eat more veggies, I think if you give a child the opportunity to be a part of that process, you're going to get a whole new level of ownership versus plopping the Brussels sprouts on their plate and telling them you don't get dessert until you eat all your veggies. That wouldn't work for us as adults. So is it any surprise it doesn't work for your 4-year-old? Whereas if you go through a cookbook and you can incorporate fruits and vegetables into your cooking, and you can do that together. You can go shopping together for those ingredients. You can talk about why you're washing your vegetables. You can talk about the different things you see in the produce aisle, kind of shopping along the periphery of the grocery store to really look for those healthy choices. Making your child a participant. That's how you will create lifelong habits that not only benefit everyone in the long run, but they're enjoyable. They're an opportunity to bond and to grow as a family. So getting their buy-in is a much better strategy than forcing the eating habit.
Next time on CNTV, we take a closer look at what should be on our kids' plates. It's great information for healthy eating for both children and grown-ups.
Our next story is a fun one. How special would it be to be the inspiration for a book?
We asked Layla Barnes that question. The Chickasaw girl is the inspiration for the main character in the children's book, Fani.
The popular Chickasaw book became a musical adaptation this month, with Layla starring in a local production.
I'm Funny. That's Chickasaw for squirrel. It's also my name.
The McSwain Theater featured the musical Funny. 10-year-old Layla Barnes, along with 4th graders from Tishomingo Elementary School, took audiences on an animal adventure with lots of laughs and clever rhymes.
Love is so understand your pain. Let me gently love your beautiful name. I learned a lot about acting. I definitely would want to do it again, and I want to do lots more plays.
Every kid that's up there has never been in a show before, and that's the cool thing about it. We're just all in this together.
The squirrel playing. You got the acorn.
This first experience at having a musical, real full-fledged musical with my kids is like the most exciting thing I've ever done as a teacher, and I've been doing it for 18 years.
When you write a children's book and then you get to see it turned into something else, whether that be a movie or a cartoon or a musical in this case, it was really neat to see the adaptation and see kids play parts that you wrote about. And then, the extra, special thing is that my daughter, Layla Barnes, who was 5 years old when I first wrote a draft of the children's book, is now starring in the play in the character that I wrote that is based on her. And so she did such a good job. I'm so proud of her and all the friends that she's made. Lots of schools have come to see it, and so it's been a lot of fun.
The young cast and crew had multiple performances in Ada and Tishomingo. A few weeks ago, we connected behind the scenes with Layla to talk about rehearsing and experiencing her first musical production.
I really didn't know a lot about acting before, but I've always wanted to really do it. But it's really fun because, you can go, and I always wanted to just be on stage, and I also have a solo and a song, and it's really fun.
For people who don't know about the book, Fani is the Chickasaw word for squirrel, and you play the main character, Fani, the squirrel. Tell us about the story. What's it about?
Well, it's about me, I love animals and I do want to be a vet, and I go to the zoo and I see all these animals and I'm trying to save up my money to buy my own pet. And I finally I look at all the animals and I can't decide which one I want. And then I see this hamster and I just want him. So I get him, and his name is Fluffy. He was actually my first pet that I had. He lived for 5 years when hamsters only supposed to live for like 3 or 4. He was the best pet ever.
So the story is truly about you and your relationship with animals, your friendships with animals.
Mm-hmm.
Your dad, Wiley Barnes, wrote this book. Did he do a good job? Do you feel a connection with Fani?
He actually got the idea 5 years ago when I was like 5. It's really cool. I love all the illustrations, all the animals. And in the back of the book with the fact books, it has like 72 animals in it. It is crazy. And if you look in the back of the book, you can find the okapi in there. If you don't know what that is, it is a kind of like a horse with a giraffe and a zebra all mixed together. It has zebra legs, a maroon body with a long neck, and giraffe ears.
I've never seen one. Where can I see one?
You can see it at the Oklahoma Zoo.
And that's your favorite animal?
Yes.
Well, what do you think makes this book so fun to become a musical?
I think it's really fun because it has this whole storyline in the book where I go to the zoo. So it's like I'm the one who's super energetic in the play. I enjoy the interacting with everyone, and I don't really have to act that much because, I mean, it's me in the musical. So.
The book brilliantly showcases the Chickasaw language. You are Chickasaw. This is a great way to learn the language and to share it with others.
I think all the names are really cool to say. Like some names I can't even pronounce, but in the book you can see all the animals and they tell you their names. And in the back of the book, like I told you, the fact book, it has all the animals and their Chickasaw names and everything about their Chickasaw history. So Fani is squirrel, and Nofki is brother, Antique is sister, and Ishki is mom, and Inky is dad, and another one of my favorite animals is a narwhal. And how you say that is Nani Lapish Falah. And Nani in Chickasaw, it means fish. And then if you add the Lapish Falah, it makes narwhal. So
you have a pretty good vocabulary in Chickasaw.
Yeah, I know a lot more animals now than in the play, because in our script it says them in Chickasaw. So like an eagle is Onsi and a snake is Sinti. I just learned a lot because in the musical, we say all their names in Chickasaw, which makes me learn more of the animals and how to say more words. Being with other people and interacting with them during the musical, I think is just really fun. Even if you mess up or something, it doesn't matter as long as you're having fun.
She's a lot of fun, a lot like the main character in the book. Fani Fani lives up to its title, too. It's a funny children's book.
Get your copy of Funny Fani at ChickasawPress.com. Well, we've enjoyed sharing with you this episode of CNTV.
We'll see you back here soon.